Kissing Booth 3 is the worst Netflix teen movie ever. Say what you want about the other ones that people think are bad, like Tall Girl and Sierra Burgess is a loser, but at least there are some significant things in those films that I really like, which is something that I definitely can't say about the Kissing Booth 3. Like, the Kissing Booth is the really like the black sheep of all Netflix teen movies. Just everything bad you could ever think of about any Netflix teen movie, and you'll find it in the Kissing Booth franchise. So, here's why I think it is the worst teen movie ever. Here's my review of the Kissing Booth 3. Before I start, just know that I have my notes right down here, so if you see me looking down, I'm just trying to stay on track, so this video doesn't have to be longer than it has to be. So my first problem with the movie was performances from most of the main cast were pretty bad, especially from Jacob Elordi and Taylor Zakar Perez. There was a severe lack of chemistry. Jacob Elordi, like, that's someone I know can act like thanks to Euphoria, but in here, him and especially Taylor Zakar Perez, they just have nothing to them. Like, they're just a bunch of nothing characters. They were so dry. They were just so unappealing. So I don't know. They just felt like they didn't want to be there. Honestly, well, at least Jacob did. Maybe for Taylor, it's just bad acting. Anyway, there's just the acting. The acting from them both, especially really dry, really unappealing, just really unenergetic. Just nothing about them, made it seem like they even wanted to be there. For everyone else, Joel Courtney tried, but just wasn't good enough. Now, Joel Courtney in this movie, I think he genuinely was like showing bad acting in this movie because, like, you see him being this energetic character. I think that's his thing throughout the Kissing Booth films. He's the energetic character, and he it looked like he was giving his all in all these scenes, which is bad because I didn't really like it. Like, just seeing him going around, especially with these emotional scenes. I don't know why they tried to give him emotional scenes in this movie. I think that was a really bad idea because he just didn't have the acting chops to pull them off. Either that or they were just rushed, like, or just both. Like, both, they were rushed. And just, I don't know, it just didn't work, honestly. Joel Courtney just didn't work for me. Now, Joey King. Joey King was okay. She had really bad material to work with, but she pulled through the best out of the whole main cast. Like, she's the only one who you could probably say was good. I think there's a case to be made that, like, her acting here was bad as well, but it's definitely, at least definitely not as bad as everyone else's. I thought she was just okay. My second problem with the Kissing Booth 3, the pacing and story suffer thanks to the movie wasting time. Kissing Booth 3 is almost 2 hours long and spends two-thirds of that time stalling just to get to the ending. The pacing in this movie is really bad. Like, just, I didn't even tell you what the movie was about. Like, I should have. I always do that at the start of reviews, but I didn't do it for this one. Sorry. The movie is basically about Elle and what's his name again in the film? Joel Courtney's name, Lee. It's about Elle and Lee basically wanting to carry out their summer bucket list to have the best summer ever before they go out to college, and Elle still having to choose between going to college with Lee or going to college with Jacob Elordi's character. I can't remember his name, but basically that. But even though the movie's 2 hours, well, almost 2 hours, nothing significant happens for most of it. Like literally until the ending, nothing significant happens in this film. It just feels like they're stalling. It just feels like a bunch of different situations, a bunch of, like, the bucket list feels like just like a thing to keep everybody engaged until you get to, like, the what you're really here to see, which is them saying goodbye and leaving for college to see Elle's decision of which college she chooses, which just, like, did, of course, as you may expect from a concept like that, did not make for a good movie. Like they tried all these, like they were dancing and they dressed up like Mario Bros characters and did a kart race, and it just felt like they just felt so forced and cringy and I don't know. It just felt really try hard, like everything was being rushed, especially like I'll bring that up later. Anyway, everything just felt rushed. Everything just did not. I don't know. It just didn't make for entertainment. It just felt like they were doing a bunch of stuff just to get to the ending, which did not work for me, and it was just bad. All right, just forget. My third problem with the Kissing Booth 3 is thanks to it being filmed back to back, the production feels cheap and rushed. Just in case you didn't know, this was filmed back to back in 2019 along with the Kissing Booth 2. And you can really feel it because, like, I think that may explain everything that I had a problem with before, like the acting and the pacing and the story being lazy and all that, because like it just feels rushed. It just feels like they're going from one thing to the other thing just really really fast, like no no other takes, like they needed more takes to make it better, but they were just rushing to get it out, which didn't just that doesn't make any sense because this is 2021. It was shot in 2019 anyway. Anyway, just whatever. Like it just feels rushed. The production value feels low, like really low compared to other Netflix films. I don't know why this. I'm pretty sure this had a lower budget than like every other Netflix teen film. I don't know. Whatever. Uh, and my fourth problem: the 6 years later ending felt forced and unnecessary. I don't know why they made this decision. I think it was really, really poor of them. But just spoilers, of course. At the ending, well, the true ending of the movie, they showed a 6 years later thing where we see all of the friends meet back together at a carnival. And it's really funny because everyone else looks the same, but Elle, Joey King's character, Elle is the one like who's changed with like she cut her hair short and whatever. I'm pretty sure that's the wig. It looked pretty bad. But anyway, it just felt forced. It just felt forced and rushed. Like Joel Courtney and wait no, is Joel yeah Joel Courtney and Megan Young's character got back together, and they of course somehow see Jacob Eldory's character there, and then they talk, and then they ride off into the sunset on motorcycles. It just felt forced. It felt unnecessary, and I'll soon see why when we get to the positives. Now, the positives, the first positive I have, Maisie Richardson Sellers, Megan Young, and Molly Ringwald were good. It's too bad they were barely in the movie. This is especially true about Megan Young's character, Rachel, because if you didn't know, I made this video about a year ago, I think, or like 5 or 6 months ago, talking about how she was the best character in The Kissing Booth 2, and how The Kissing Booth 2 was like a total ripoff of To All the Boys I Loved Before 2, whatever that movie was called. Yeah, I thought it was a total ripoff, but the one positive I gave to it was that Rachel was a good character. Like Megan Young is a really, really good actress. She really shined in that movie, and it's too bad she gets pushed to the background in this movie. Same thing goes for Macy Sellers and Molly Ringwald. My second and final positive about The Kissing Booth 3 is the Leaving for College scene was surprisingly effective and well done. It should have been the ending of the film, which correlates to the last negative I gave about the 6 years later part being the ending. It's because I thought the Leaving for College scene should have been the true ending of the film. The reason why I think this is because nostalgia, basically. All right, like I'm 19 years old. I've left high school. I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to probably not see the certain people you've been seeing for like 6 years ever again, and that really got to me, and that really, I don't know, just felt like an effective scene, like with the music and scenes that they played back, and the just the whole setting of how it was filmed and everything like that. Like that was a really effective, well done scene. The only well done scene in the film, in my opinion. But that like the film at least had a chance of having a good ending, but they of course messed that up when they just shoved in this forced 6 years later thing. And that's basically it about my thoughts about the Kissing Booth 3. I thought it was rushed. I thought it was really bad. The acting was bad from most of the main cast. There's no reason for this movie to exist because like you could literally skip from the ending of the Kissing Booth 2 to the ending of Kissing Booth 3 because they waste so much time in the Kissing Booth 3. Like it's literally just to see which college I was gonna choose, and that's it. Like they couldn't have plugged that into the last film or something like that. But anyway, it just like they obviously just stretched it out to let there be a reason for this to exist, which is another reason why I think they shot it back to back back in 2019 with the Kissing Booth 2. Another reason why I think they shot it back to back was because like everyone's getting old. Like Joey King's like only like 20, 21 at the most, but like Joel Courtney's 24, Maisie, I think Maisie's like in her mid 20s as well. Jacob Elordi is 24, 25. Taylor Zakar is gonna turn 30 very soon, and I was surprised to find out that Megan Young is over 30. Okay, like which is weird, like because like she looks good in the film. Like how must that feel though? Like I always wonder how it feels to be like 30 years old or close to 30 playing a teenager in a movie. Like, that must feel weird. Anyway, that's off topic. Anyway, so those are my thoughts on the movie. It felt rushed. It felt stalled. It had like one good scene and some good performances, but those performances were mostly just used sparingly throughout the film instead of being the main point. And that's about it. Honestly, this is one of the this is the worst Netflix teen movie I've ever seen. There's a couple that I haven't seen, but this is definitely the worst. I don't see how things could get any worse than this movie. I haven't seen the new He's All That with Addison Rae yet. I'll definitely have to check that out and give that a review as well. But without further ado, I give this movie a 2 out of 10. Yeah, it's a 2 out of 10. Yeah, it's a 2 out of 10. A 2 out of 10. Do you like the movie? Do you not like the movie? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to know when I upload next. This has been Andre Darius, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.